Hey, so Paintmarine here, and I'm making a new video here where I'm just gonna go over a conversion kit that I found that I really wanted to do because I'm kind of putting myself to a new challenge to try and recreate some old Dark Angels Army box sets as close to I can to their modern day equivalents. But one of the things I found was this person made this really awesome conversion kit for the Gladiators and the Impulsors to make them treaded instead of the grav tanks, which looks awesome. So I picked them up. I found the person on Etsy. I don't know if I can really say like who it is necessarily, but they have these really awesome kits. So anyway, I'm going to be working on the Gladiator first, and then I'm going to do an Impulsor as well. The Impulsor also, you have the ones that you can just get the treads, or the kit that I got here is actually one that closes off the back, so it's going to look more similar to a Rhino versus the open back Impulsors. So I'm going to give this a try, give it a go, see how it goes. The prints themselves are awesome. I can't tell, I don't know if it's a resin or other filament, because some of these filaments layer lines can get really small. I think it's resin, and it's like you can kind of see some of the lines, but it's so smooth that I'm pretty sure as soon as I put some primer on here, like, you're not going to be able to tell. And there doesn't seem to be any warping or anything when it's shipped. So I'm excited to get this going. I just gotta clean off some of the there's a few supports still left on, just clean them up a little bit, and then put this together, and then we'll see how it looks. All right, coming back here after a few things. So the kit doesn't come with any instructions, and there's none like online that I can find from the initial listing with like downloadable instruction or anything. So I kind of have to just go off the pictures that he has, or she, I guess, I don't know if he or she, but anyway, yeah. So the site that I found it on, it's on Etsy, like I said, like currently it says it's all unavailable. So, I don't know how often that they do these kits. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of bring it back because you do have to do a fair amount of modifying on these kits to get it all to fit together. So, first thing I'll show, I guess, is you pretty much have to cut off all of like the little I don't know what you call them, like peg things that the grav plates kind of go into, and then there's kind of like this hub here that you have to cut off. You might have to cut off more, because there's like this part here. I didn't. It seems to fit together fine with this still on here. I was just trying to do kind of a more is less kind of thing. So everything fits in pretty nicely. I mean, they even put these little tab things on the inside here, so like they actually fit like right there nicely on top, which is pretty neat. I don't know if you actually need to have this support in the middle. I put it there just because I want to like be able to support kind of all these other pieces as I'm putting it together. But yeah, so that's kind of that on this one. You have to cut all of those off, and then cut the little kind of, I don't know, wheel hub looking piece here. The next one that has a fair amount that you have to take is you pretty much, this whole section, you can see from here down to here, that kind of comes out, has to come off on both sides. So I glued this part already to this top plate. So this front plate is by itself. There is still part of it here that you do not want to cut off, this specific section right here, because that goes into here and holds these lights in there. It just gives you all better contact with that. So you want to do that, because then as you see here, there's like little slots up here too. So like this here will actually slot nicely into there, and then it all lines up pretty nicely like that. So that is that. And then on this other back plate where the turret piece goes, there's like these little, I don't know, support things here on both sides that you just have to cut off. So then when you put it all on here, because then this piece here sits flush against here. So I can kind of show you that. So, all right, and I'm trying to. Okay, anyway, I'm trying to do this a little bit right now, but anyway, that's it. That's pretty much how it fits. So everything is fitting pretty nicely. The precision in this is amazing, really. Like, especially like up here, how this here is all just like fits together and lines up so well is pretty awesome. So, looking at everything else, that's pretty much it as far as modifications that I am aware of as of right now. And then because really I think after you get this main section together, then all the rest of the bits are like the treads that are part of the print, and then the new side sponsons that go on it. So then after that, like, then you just build the main turret and then you're done. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the body together and we'll see how well that comes together. All right, I haven't glued these on yet, but I just wanted to share. So if anybody does do this kit, I would highly recommend you definitely glue in this piece and you glue this all on, and then you glue this back piece on, because then everything here, so this is basically your structure that you're gonna go with, and then this all then will just slide together like that, you know, boom, perfect. It's all pretty much done right there. And then of course you have this top part that you'll then slide in right like that. And pretty much after that, I mean, there's this little kind of thing to cover the back door if you want to. Goes like that, and then like some more little vent piece that kind of sits back there like that. And then that's pretty much the main body is complete with that right there. The next thing then you do, just you build out the turrets, the sponsons, the treads, all that. So I'm gonna work on all that. This is the main, this part here is the trickiest part. Like this, once this is done, you're pretty much good to go, really. And I couldn't be happier. The way it fits together, it's nice, snug, very precise. Like, again, like everything lines up just right. It's great. Highly recommend if it ever comes back in stock. The only kind of bad thing that I would say is that I guess it's not tabletop legal in an official tournament style thing and with a Games Workshop type of thing. Hopefully I would be able to use it still in any kind of local tournament or anything like that. It still has the silhouette and everything of the tank. It you know, you measure everything from hole to hole anyway, so having the base doesn't really matter. I mean, I still have the base. If for some reason down the line they're like, oh, you gotta have a base, well, okay, fine, put on the base. I will say, like, I guess one thing is it actually is bigger, and what I mean is I wish I had another one I could do side to side, but as you're putting it together, you can tell it does widen its silhouette a little bit, so it is slightly wider, I believe, than the normal. I could be wrong, don't 100% quote me, but it does seem to be a little slightly wider, but not that much. But like, the argument could be made that there is potentially a little bit disadvantage just because it is slightly bigger. But overall, this is great. I'm going to finish out and then show you what it looks like all done. All right, all finished up. Here it is, all complete, and it looks awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have too much more to say other than, like I said, it is awesome. It goes together really well. It is a little bit tricky as far as some of the modifications. And then I actually had a separate question that I had to send to the person that created it, but when I messaged them on Etsy, there's like an automatic reply that was saying something like, if you need helper instructions with our kit, you can find a Google shared thing with the instructions. So I actually haven't gone back to look at the instructions yet, but they are available. I guess you either message them or whatever, and then you can get them that way. So I did this without instructions, which may have helped a bit, but at the same time, it is kind of a testament to how really straightforward and easy the kit is. It seems a little tricky with just the actual modification itself, which is going to be that way with or without instructions. But as far as just figuring out without instructions, it was, yeah, like I said, straightforward, easy to go, and it looks great. I did kind of do a little bit difference here on the front bar thing. So I think ideally you would cut those pieces off here that I didn't. And then that way the bar, these will fit. But some, as you can see, mine are kind of like bent in a little bit more than I think than they're supposed to be. And that's because I didn't cut that part off. But I didn't really feel like wanting to continue to modify it. And then at that point, I think I had already glued these before I had tried to put this like bar thing on the front. So whatever. I mean, it looks fine. I also didn't cut these off yet. And then all these other holes on the bottom, I'm not sure how the instructions tackle cutting these off or not. But regardless, I'm going to probably fill these in with some like milliput and stuff later just to kind of, not have holes there. Either way, it's kind of user's choice again because this is on the bottom of the tank and most likely you're not going to see the bottom. But yeah, other than that, this is the tank. The only other kind of modification I did was right here. I just added the stubber on the side instead of using this little like view camera thing. I just kind of modified one of the stubbers. It actually comes with the like the sprue that kind of comes with the impulsor kit as well. So I used one of the barrels from, I think they call it like the Icarus stubber or something to that effect. I just used one of those, kind of trimmed it down a little bit and stuck it in there in this camera to make a coax gun instead of having like the turret mounted stubber. Just, I think it looks cooler. I like it the better with my tanks to not have people poking out as much as possible. Keep them all buttoned up inside is kind of ideal. And like I said, it looks cool. Actual tanks often have a coax gun right next to the main battle tank or the main battle barrel. Yeah, so that's it. That's the kit. It's great. It's awesome. Recommend. I don't know how often they get them in stock or if they start getting. I feel like at the time that I got it, I had seen it elsewhere online, and then it started gaining traction, so they became pretty popular. So I think I had at least maybe around a month before my kit showed up since I ordered them, which I was kind of expecting. I wasn't in any kind of a rush, but definitely an awesome kit. I wish the GW would go a little bit more relaxed on some of their rules when it comes to third-party kit bashes. They used to be kind of especially in the early days, right? They allowed pretty much any and everything. Then as they got more popular, things kind of changed a little bit, and it became like, I think they had like a 50. It might have been a third. It might have started out as 50% rule, and then it turned to like a third rule, like at least a third of the model, or only a third of the model could be like other things. And then now it's like nothing. So I don't know. Hopefully they kind of go back on that. But the way things are going and with the price hikes and everything, I don't know. I don't see them doing that. I think it could help though if they did allow stuff like that. Just one, adds more variability as long as you maintain the basic silhouette and size. For like tournament play, like I feel like this meets that, but also it just lets people customize their armies more, gives them more flavor, more personality, and more kind of just ownership of their army to make them a little bit more unique in that aspect. And you still got to buy this kit in order to do this modification, so like they're still selling the kit at the end of the day. So I don't know. Hopefully that kind of changes, and again, I'm hoping that if I do field this in any kind of a tournament setting, more than friendly games, that they allow it. And I just know if I try to do anything like major grant, like tournament-wise, like the Nova Open Grand Tournament or anything like that, I'm pretty sure these are not allowed, which is unfortunate. But hopefully at like local RTTs and stuff like that, they'll be fine. And of course I know like friendly just games with people, they're should be good to go. But yeah, I love this thing. I mean, this looks awesome. It like like I didn't mind the graph stuff as much, but just like having this again, just it has such the look and the feel of like an upgraded version of the Predator. I love that. And I don't know, I kind of get like GI Joe vibes from it too, and being a late '80s kid, loving GI Joe and all that stuff coming out of that. Like this kind of gives me that kind of vibe too. So I'm excited to get this painted up and add it into my resurrected Dark Angels. So yeah, all right. Well, I guess that's gonna be it for this. Again, I don't know if I'm allowed to link or not. I'm not going to, but it's pretty easy to find. If you just go on Etsy, you'll probably be able to find it pretty quick if you put in like um, Gladiator or Impulsor conversion kit. You'll recognize it pretty quickly. I think he has other kits, various other kinds of conversions, but then also just other just bits and pieces and stuff too. So definitely recommend checking it out if you can. And then of course, if you have the time, like, subscribe to the channel. Check out the Facebook and Instagram to follow along on all my projects and things I got going on. And until next time.